Hey, what's up, It's your boy Derek the Rock, and welcome back to my channel. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Alright, so this video, we're going to be focused on something that's could be boring to some, but not really boring, but it's important. We're going to be talking about credit card literacy. Since April is the month of financial literacy, I thought we would talk about credit card literacy. We need to talk about this, especially, you know, for those of you who are my age, in your 20s, beginning 20s, early 20s, late 20s. It's important that we know how credit can impact your life. And I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not anyone of that nature, but I do want to give you some pointers and some advice based off of the life experiences that I have been through. Maybe you won't make the same mistake, or maybe you might learn something from me. Hopefully you'll learn some things from me and not do the same thing. I'm going to be reading off my phone because I made some notes. I'm also going to put the notes on the screen here. The notes that I have made are 7 points, literally just 7 bullets. Just to highlight, you know, some things about credit card literacy. Alright, so let's talk about the beginning of time, opening credit cards. Alright, so when you open up a credit card, every credit card is going to give you a APR. What an APR means, or what it stands for, is annual percentage rate. And pretty much when you open up a credit card, the credit card company is going to give you an assigned APR. And what an APR does is the credit card company is going to pretty much charge you for making purchases. So whether it's 14% APR, 13% APR, or anything above 20, 30, whatever the APR percent is going to be, they're going to say, hey, you know, you made a purchase on this, we're going to charge you a percent just to make that purchase. And that sucks, because this is really where things can go wrong if you don't know what your APR is. Now, again, when you make a purchase, yes, you are paying that credit card company back, but you now are paying back that APR. If you make a purchase that is $5, $10, whatever the case may be about that, regarding that purchase, that APR is going to be added on top of that purchase. So now you're paying now you're making a payment for the purchase you made and also the APR. And that APR is the devil. Okay, it is. I don't like APR. I do not like I hate APRs. Next on the list that we have here, bullet point number 2, is talking about promotional periods. So promotional periods are really, really important, because this is where your credit card health can, you know, be great or bad. Alright, so that credit card company is going to give you 0 APR for the beginning of time. Like, you know, I thought when I first got a credit card that, you know, APR is forever, like 0 APR, never gonna happen. No, that promotional period is the best time to make purchases, because again, you have 0 APR, you have 0 interest. If you make a purchase that's $5, $10, again, however much amount that purchase is, when you have that promotional period at the beginning of time, you don't have to pay back interest, because again, that's your promotional period. Again, whatever you spend on a credit card, when you have that 0 APR, try to pay it back quickly, because if you pay it back quickly, you have no interest to pay, because again, that is a promotional period. Alright, so bullet point number 3. Ooh, I learned this the hard way. Number 3. Making a minimum payment is a joke. That is so laughable. I thought that when you make a minimum payment, for the longest of time, you're doing something. No, like I told you at the beginning, you have APR and interest on whatever you just spent. So if you make that minimum payment, sometime that minimum payment goes to just the interest. Or that's not what we want. We want to be done with these credit cards. We want to get out of debt. We don't want to pay, you know, we don't want to spend more money on these credit cards than we actually spent when we made a purchase. So if you have the resources and you have obviously the funds to pay back your credit cards, and it's more than the minimum payment, go ahead and try to do it. Because again, you know, you might be stuck paying, let's say, $500 additional because you made minimum payments throughout the time you had this credit card company. Throughout the time you had this credit card. Now, I also learned this too. I thought when you make any kind of payment on a credit card, it's going to reflect immediately. No, you need to understand also, when you make a payment on a credit card, these people have super precise guidelines when it comes to making a payment. So if your payment is due on the 21st of every month at 7 p.m., right? You need to make sure that you made a payment either before the 21st or before the 21st, before 7 p.m. I have made many payments on credit cards in the past where I made a payment on the day it was due, but I made a payment like 2 hours, 3 hours later than when I was supposed to, and now I'm stuck with a late fee. All right, so now a late fee is, late fees is not the vibe. So a late fee is where I think a lot of mistakes tend to come about, because let's say you made a late fee, you have a payment that you made, but the payment is late, and now you have a late fee on top of that credit card balance. Not only did your credit score just drop some points because you didn't make the payment to begin with, but now you have to pay money you don't even have on a late fee. If I don't have the money to make the payment, how can I have the money to make a late fee? So that's something I had to learn the hard way. Even again, if you have to call your credit card company and say, hey, I don't have the money to pay this. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes they will give you maybe a day or two if you call them. Some credit cards. Now, I had some credit cards in the past where they won't care about you at all. They'll say, you know what, this is your due date, this is when you have to pay, now you have a late fee. But it won't hurt to try to call them to see what you can do. Say, hey, I don't have the money to pay it, or just give them, you know, call them. I'm not saying do this all the time, but if you call them, if you really are going through a crisis, sometimes they will try to help you. The minimum payments are a joke. Along with late fees, some cards will also have an annual fee. And what the annual fee means is, hey, we're gonna charge you a certain amount. Let's say it's $50 once a year, $60 once a year. And what the annual fee is pretty much saying, hey, you know, since you have this card with us, this is what you're gonna be paying once a year just to have a card with us. And again, it's important that when you do sign up with these credit card companies, that you understand that some cards will have the annual fee and some cards will not have the annual fee. Usually the credit card companies will give you a brochure, or they'll give you some guidelines to read when you are opening up an application with these credit cards. So again, try to read where it says, hey, we have no annual fee, but we offer this. Or some of them will give you an annual fee, but we offer this. So again, make sure you are reading the guidelines and the policies when you are signing up with any sort of credit card, because again, you don't want to sit up here and have to pay an annual fee, then you messed up last month and you had a late fee, then you have your interest on top of this, your interest fee, your late fee, your minimum payment, all that adds up, and you don't want to be in a spot where you did not know what was going on, you did not read, you didn't read anything, and you just saw, hey, this is a credit card, I need credit, right? Yes, so again, try to make sure that you are reading literally everything. I don't care if you have to highlight it, put a star next to it, do whatever you have to do to make sure that you understand. Hey, number 5 on the list, balance transfers. I have never had to engage in a balance transfer, but I want to for one of my credit cards. But I don't know like the whole rundown when it comes to a balance transfer. All I know is about the balance transfer is I know again, you just pretty much transferring your debt to another spot, but I do know that you're gonna be charged for that. Like there's a certain amount you have to pay just to move your own money around to another credit card. Again, I don't know much about that. So that's all I have to say about balance transfers. Now, number 6, let's talk about rewards. Rewards. And honestly, I will say this, some credit cards have amazing rewards. They are lovely to have, and some credit cards don't have rewards that are good at all. Like you don't, like your rewards suck. And honestly, like it's a scam how some credit cards don't have good rewards. They don't. Some credit cards need to do better when it comes to their rewards, because again, if you don't have good rewards, why are we doing this? Like why is my account open if you don't have good rewards? That's my thought process. Now, some rewards or some credit cards will have rewards where if you spend money in the grocery store, you'll be getting $5 back per every 10 points. Or if you spend money on gas this month, you'll be getting $10 every 20 points. So again, it's important that you know the reward system also, because these rewards can really help you along the way. Even on one card, for example, I have rewards that I haven't even used yet because I just haven't used them, don't know why, but all because I made purchases on this credit card at certain stores. They will give you a certain amount of money back, and that money back that the credit card company is going to give you can be used to make a payment, or can be used as money back into your own checking account. So if you understand again how these reward systems work, they can work in your favor. But if you don't understand how these reward systems work, it's no point in really there's really no point. Again, I really do like rewards. And we all like rewards. Come on now, you like rewards, I like rewards, we all like rewards. So last thing on the list that really has helped me along the way when it comes to credit cards is the app called Credit Karma. This is not a sponsored video. They're not paying me to say this. I promise you. No one is telling me to talk about Credit Karma, but I'm just telling you that Credit Karma for me has really helped me along the way. It's nice to have. Because not only does Credit Karma like give you, it lets you play around with different accounts that you have. Obviously you type in your personal information, and then now you have all your credit history, your financial history on Credit Karma. And it will literally show you your credit score. It'll show you how many accounts that you have open with different cards. It's gonna show you a lot of things. And that is it for this week's video when it comes to credit card literacy. I hope this video was very useful to you. Again, I want to talk about credit card literacy because I think in our 20s, no one really tells you about the importance of credit cards and how credit cards can shape your future if you are using them the right way. Again, I'm not against credit cards, but I am against spending money that you don't have in the first place. If you know you can't make the payment back plus interest, then it's best to not use a credit card. And I understand that life does happen. I get it. You have to make a purchase on something that might be an emergency, whatever the case may be, but just make sure, here's my advice, make sure that you can afford to make the payment back, because again, this is gonna be on your record when it comes to your credit card health. And that's all I have for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video. And comment down below if this helped you, or comment down below if you want to hear more about credit cards, or if there's something I didn't touch on. I would love to hear back from you so we can, have this conversation of financial literacy. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.